Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. I got a news feed right now. This just in. Downtown Phoenix has been overrun by a horde of rampaging deer. Residents are encouraged to stay indoors, lock all windows and doors, and exercise extreme fear of the deer. Meanwhile, in Milwaukee, they're celebrating the deer's glorious victory with the head buck Giannis Antetokounmpo. And also, Bitcoin has solidly broken past 30,000. Well, not I shouldn't say solidly. It's only at 30,600, but we did go up about 1,000 points. I think part of that has to do with the stock market recovering, and the other part has to do with GBTC unlock happened. The biggest one happened today, and people saw that nothing actually happened. People weren't rushing to sell. The whole 78K that was actually transferred. It looks like they did. It wasn't actually a sell. It was just a transfer, and it didn't really dump. I think people were just afraid, and those fears have been eased. I don't really know if they're going to come up with more FUD to actually try to push it down more, but right now the whole GBTC unlock fear has been eased. And like I said, I think mainly the dump yesterday was due to the stock market actually going down so much at once. Like I said, like the stock market went down yesterday because of COVID fears. And remember what happened with COVID fears the first time? We went down from 6,000 to 3,000. Yesterday wasn't that bad. And as the stock market pretty much fully recovered from yesterday into today, crypto kind of followed suit afterwards. Since the GBTC unlock is over, I do expect us to continue improving tomorrow. Maybe go back up to around 35,000 eventually. I don't really know if we'll go past that number, and I certainly don't think we'll go past 40,000 anytime soon. Might take a couple of a month or two to do that, but I do think the worst of it is over. It tried to solidly drop below 30,000 again, and it failed to do so. It only dropped a couple hundred below, and now we've bounced back above because the whole like the entire economy seems to be good. Also, inflation numbers are pretty bad, which actually rings pretty well for Bitcoin because the higher the inflation is, the more generally the better it is for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a store of value or is supposed to be a store of value. Therefore, it's supposed to hedge against inflationary risk. So the inflation index is still pretty high. It's expected to be pretty high for the next 2 years at least. So that should bode well with Bitcoin as a store of value. Plus, you can see all the great adoption coming on for Bitcoin, and whales have actually been accumulating throughout this time. We just went over how the Rothschilds tripled their exposure to BTC via Grayscale BTC in Q2. So they're like the big banking firms aren't selling the Bitcoin that's actually coming, and also like Germany's third largest bank basically said, yeah, you know what, we're going to allow Bitcoin investments. So you can see a lot of investments coming on, and I think there's a lot of good news to override a lot of the bad news. Obviously, the BTC hash rate is still pretty low, and it'll take a few months to recover, but I do think the worst of it is over. And again, fear the deer, folks. Fear the deer. That's it for today.